A few years ago, I made $60,000 in 2 months. And I'm not saying that to flex, I'm saying that because of what happened next. It was gone, all of it, every single dollar. It was spent. I didn't invest anything into anything. I spent every last penny, all of it. And the craziest part is that nobody cared. Not my friends, not the people I'd been telling, not my family, not my people who were quote unquote supporters. And it was because it came and went so fast, I didn't even register as a winner. That moment right there, sitting there, watching all of that money that I had generated absolutely disappear with nothing to show for my last 2 months, more so 6 to 9 months of hard work with nothing to show for it. That's when I learned the most important thing I ever learned in my life. And that is that nobody gives a fuck about you until you are a winner. And I know that sounds cold, but hear me out. It's actually not a sad thing. It's actually the most freeing thing once you understand it that you can hear. Because once you really get it, and I mean really get it, not just nod your head and say, oh yeah, I understand. Once you understand it, it changes everything. I am 20 and I run a $250,000 per month agency, and everything that I've built has come from that one understanding and understanding one sentence. So stay with me on this. When I say that nobody cares about you until you are a winner or until you win, it doesn't mean that the people around you don't care about you. I'm not saying people are bad or your family doesn't love you or whatever. I'm saying that nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is sitting around hoping that you figure it out. Nobody's going to tap you on the shoulder when it's time to get up. Nobody's going to send you reminders to your phone every day asking, hey, did you work today? Hey, did you get active? That's not how it works. The guy who's watching YouTube testimonials, tutorials, waiting for 6 months for the perfect moment to start, nobody's waiting with him. The guy that has been almost ready for the past 6 months, staying up, doing research, putting in work, and so-called building their confidence, time isn't slowing down for them either. And the hardest version of this, at least for me, is your close circle. The people around you, your parents, your girlfriend, your sister, your close friend that's been with you for 6 years. Even they don't fully believe in you yet. Not because they want you to fail, it's because you haven't shown them anything to believe it in the first place. And contrary to popular belief, that's not criticism. That's just reality. Belief follows proof, and proof can only come from action. So when I lost that 60K, I could have looked around and found somebody to blame. The market, my business partner, the timing of it all, lack of education. But there was nobody to blame in reality. Just me. Me with no systems, no infrastructure, chasing money, chasing screenshots, and without building anything real. And that loss, bro, that's what locked me in. Not some motivational video, not some course. That loss. Let me tell you what I see every single week, because I talk to dozens of agency owners on calls, in my community, everywhere. And there is a pattern, a very specific pattern between the guys who end up making it and the guys who ultimately just repeat the same process for 6 months, a year, 2 years until they ultimately fail. And what I've noticed is the guys who don't make it, they're always waiting for something, waiting to feel ready, waiting for the right creator to land in their lap, waiting to save up a little bit more, waiting until this happens, waiting. In a sense, almost waiting for somebody to give them permission to say, go and chase your dreams. And they're not bad people. They're not lazy people. These are the same people who are working 10, 11, 12-hour fucking days. But working hard and working on the right things are two completely different things. You can work 12 hours a day and get nothing done. If you don't already know that, please listen to me on this. Working hard is just an activity. Being locked in means that you've decided on something. It means you stopped negotiating with yourself about whatever it is, XYZ path or YZX. It means when you hit a wall, and trust me, you will hit walls, you don't sit there and redecide everything. You're not going to sit down and start questioning, was this the right path in the first place? Should I have done this, that, and the third? You figure out why the wall is there and you figure out a way around it. I've spent thousands of dollars on black hat strategies that have died. I've signed creators that have just been a total waste of my time. I've had systems that completely collapse after spending months analyzing them and trying to perfect them. And in each and every single one of those moments, I could have easily turned around. I could have looked at it as a sign to stop. And the sad part is that nobody would have blamed me. At that time, I was 16, 17, 18. People expected me to quit. But here's what I kept coming back to. The guys who were at 30, 50, $100,000 months, they hit the same walls. The difference wasn't that they got lucky and avoided the hard parts. Quite literally the opposite. They hit them and they just didn't stop when they did. While you're waiting, somebody else is building. Somebody who has less than you, worse odds than you, less experience, and they just decided that it was time. That's the only difference. Let me go back to the 60K mark because I don't think I fully explained what I learned from it. It wasn't just don't spend your money. That's too simple. The real lesson there was I wasn't the type of person who not only deserved but could withhold to keep that money. And I know that sounds weird, but think about it. If you gave somebody who has never managed a business maybe $100,000 a month, what are the odds that they keep it and sustain it? Nearly zero. Because their habits, their systems, their decision-making process, their overall life, none of it was built to withhold that. I thought that once I hit a certain number, it would be done. I'd made it, it's infinite money, I'd feel content. But the reality is that success will never show up when you want it. It shows up when you have prepared for it. And yes, the backwards thing is that you have to prepare unknowingly of when that success will come, but that's part of the game. And the preparation behind it isn't just doing the work, learning the business. It is being the person who can withhold that business. The 5 a.m. mornings, the beginning 10-hour days, the anxiety of all of it come crashing down. The decisions that you ultimately will have to make when everything is buried and everything is breaking at once. I always say the stress that lives between 10K and 50K is something you can't prepare with words. You can only prepare for it by building yourself into someone who can handle it. That's the work that nobody talks about, not the tactics, the person. Here's another thing that I think should be mentioned here, and this one might sting a little bit, and that is that your environment is doing two things. It is either working for you or working against you. And most of the time, the reality is against you. Look at the people that you're spending most of your time with. Are they building something? Are they motivating you? Are they locked in? Or are they just living, clocking in, clocking out, talking about maybe going all in someday, wondering about whether or not they can afford this, but really having no desire to change anything? Because if it's that second one, if that's the type of people around you, and 90% of the time it is, those people, even unintentionally, are pulling you toward their level. Not because, once again, they're bad people. It is because average is comfortable and comfort is contagious. I built my Discord community for this exact reason. Not to sell anything, I do a free call every single Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, and it's because I know how isolating it can be when you're building something and you don't have anybody around you who is like-minded. When you're building something, striving for something amazing, and people around you think that you're wasting your time. And trust me, you hear that enough times, you will start believing it as well. You need to find 3 or 4 guys with the same work ethic, the same goals, some seriousness, and build something together privately. Share results, talk about strategies, most importantly, hold each other accountable. And this is not a 10,000 person Telegram group flooded with scammers and people trying to sell you shit. 3 or 4 actual people who are locked in. That's what changes the game. Not information, environment. People watching this think that winning is what it looks like on Instagram. The Miami supercars, the Lambos, the lifestyle flexing, the designer clothes. I'm here to tell you, winning is not that. Sure, that is a side effect of winning, but it is not the actual thing. Real winning looks like you're not checking your bank account with anxiety anymore. You're not dependent on one creator who, if that were to leave, half of your revenue would be completely gone. Your agency doesn't fall apart after 1 week of you taking a vacation off. Real winning is the little stuff that nobody mentions. That's what $250K a month actually gave me. The peace of knowing that I built something real. Systems that run, a team that functions, infrastructure that doesn't break if I step away for one day. I used to think that 100K in the bank meant Rolexes, Rolls Royces, cars, designer clothes. Now, I look at 100K as leverage. It's a tool. It operates the business. It adds wealth. It builds assets. It goes into making your business go to that next level. That's what nobody's going to tell you about winning, is that it doesn't give you freedom from working. It gives you freedom within it. Think about that. So let me bring this back to where we started. Nobody gives a fuck about you until you win. Your family doesn't get it yet. Your friends think this is a phase. Your peers around you think that you're comical. The people watching you from the sidelines, they're waiting to see if you're serious or if you're gonna fold. Good. Let them fucking watch. The only thing that changes anything about what they think is winning. And the only way that you will win is that if you stop procrastinating, you stop waiting for permission, you stop negotiating with yourself and just lock in. Not when you feel ready. You're never going to feel ready. Let me be the first one to tell you that. I did it at 16, I did it at 17, I did it at 18. Fuck, I don't even feel ready for some of the goals and aspirations that I'm taking on now. But no matter the situation, I move anyway. Let me give you guys a really simple analogy to wrap your head around this. If you were going on a hike and there was a fork in the road that split into two different paths, and you knew that in 500 feet there was an absolute cliff drop off and you would have to retrace your steps and go the other direction, you could contemplate all day about trying to remember which way it was, looking at the environment, trying to see what was around you, trying to get clues. But at the end of the day, the person who didn't think twice and went down a path is going to figure out their answer, right or wrong, way fucking quicker than you are. Because here's the truth. You kind of already know what you need to do. It's already in the back of your mind. The thing you keep pushing off, the thing you keep contemplating about how to do it correctly, the decision that you're almost making. The truth be told, most of the people that end up winning already knew the path. They just kept finding reasons to delay it. The difference between them and the guys who are still stuck, it's not talent, it's not luck, it's not money. It's that one day they stopped delaying and they decided. So my question for you is, are you going to decide today, or are you going to ultimately have to watch somebody else do it? If you're actually ready to lock in and want to see exactly how I built this, the systems, the infrastructure, everything that I do, I've got a free course plus community of like-minded people in the description. Free weekly calls every single Friday, no spam, no scammers, no promotions, no selling. But honestly, you don't even need that right now. You just need to decide. And with that, I will see y'all boys in the next one. Peace out.